Anyway, it starts off where he's in this world, he's by himself, and he has a hoe. And he's like, I guess I'm gonna like an actual tool.
Okay, I have to clarify.
Well, no, you're not wrong, because that's where it goes. So anyway, at the end of episode 1, he's got some doggies, he's got a spider friend, and
doggies? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Life is Daijoubu, episode 19, Ya Boy Kongming. I don't know. I felt it felt good. I needed to do that there just because it's such a good show. But we'll get to that in just a bit. After our break, we'll get to there. But before we get into there, let me introduce ourselves. I'm Cole, and I'm joined by Skylar.
Hi.
And Thane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
One of these days he's never gonna do it. So, just kidding. He's never ever gonna do it.
He's never not
gonna do it. But yes, Ya Boy Kongming was incredible, and we can't wait to talk about it. But that's not gonna be until after the break. So stay tuned till that. Before we do that, though, we've got some news to talk about. We've got the shows that we're watching this season to talk about. Previously, we've talked about our dumpies. We've talked about the stuff we've liked. And now it's going to be kind of just like the leftovers or whatever we feel like talking about. We're nearing the end of the season. We're past the halfway point. We're probably right around 3/4 of the way through the season, I would say. But we got about a month left in the season. So that means 2 episodes of the main show, I think. Maybe just one. Maybe just one. Depending on how the dates work out, it might just be one.
I guess you're right.
I don't know. But anyway, look forward to that episode. That'll be the seasonal recap that we do every season. I don't know what the date is that's going to be, but it's going to be either at the end of March or right at the beginning of April. So that'll be fun. But like I said, we've got some news today, and honestly, not a ton, but we've got some. So some of these I don't even really know about or really have ever heard about. That I got 2 anyway that I don't know. The first thing I have is Surgeon Elise gets an anime, which was apparently a manhwa. Interesting.
Kind of like Tower of God.
Yeah, or Solo Leveling.
Yeah.
Because I know Solo Leveling's getting an anime as well, but I don't know when that's going to be. But anyway, so I don't know anything about that series. Just based on the title, it's probably something with medicine.
You know, I heard that
doctors.
Like Tower of God's like the best webtoon, as they call it, and if I ever get to read it, I can read it all for free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The website they host on is free. Some you have to like have a membership, like pay for chapters, but the website Webtoon, like they're all free.
They got volume 1 at Walmart.
Yeah, they sell them physical if you ever want to buy them physical, but it's all free online.
Yeah.
So.
Is it all in color? I'm assuming it is, because most manhwas are, if not all of them.
Yeah, most all webtoons are pretty much in color, unless it's like a style choice would make it black and white.
Yeah, that could be true. Next up, we've got Mr. Villain's Day Off gets an anime, which is a manga. So it's an adaptation from a manga. Don't know anything about it. Literally, I've never heard of this before. But there you have it. It's getting an anime.
It sounds like kind of like an isekai.
It does. It's kind of got that kind of an isekai-like name almost. Yeah. If it was Mr. Villain in Another World gets a day off, then you'd be like, oh.
Maybe it's like a superhero parody show. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
It could be, yeah. Okay, so now we're moving into stuff I've actually heard about. And I think that this might have been announced prior, but I don't know if it had been announced prior. But anyway, Mashl's Magic and Muscles is getting an anime. This is a very popular manga in Weekly Shonen Jump. I'm very surprised it hasn't already gotten an anime based on how far it is into the series. I know it's over 100 or so chapters. Yeah. So it's very surprising that this is barely getting an anime.
It's a fun show. Like the protagonist is unique. He's dumb, but he's like usually dumb, but he's like the strongest character.
Yeah.
He has don't really any emotions, but that's kind of like the comedic.
People have compared it to like One Punch Man.
Yeah, it's like One Punch Man, but if you went to Hogwarts.
Gotcha. So
Oh, sorry. Should I not mention Hogwarts? I'm gonna get canceled now.
I've tried reading this and I did not like it.
Oh.
So it might be another.
It's very
Call of the Night.
It's very shonen-esque. It's like very generic shonen. If you don't like generic shonens, then
yeah, but I do though. So I thought I'd like it. I don't know.
Well, actually, when I say generic shonen, it's also kind of parodying the overpowered protagonist type, kind of like what One Punch Man does. But this one This one takes itself a bit more serious than One Punch Man.
I think the reason I wasn't super interested in it, and like, this is the whole premise of it, it's a world of magic, but the main character can't use magic. And I did not like that because I wanted to see the magic. Like, why bother making a magic series? If your main character can even do it?
I thought that's the fun part where it's like, oh, how does he work his way around magic? And that's the fun of the series for me.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of magic that characters use, and it's pretty cool.
So whenever the anime does come out, I'll probably give it an episode or two, but
Yeah.
it might be dropped, much like Hollow Knight was for me. So we'll see. Next up, I've got is Viz Media uploads a bunch of anime to YouTube. This was kind of random and very kind of like strange that they did this, but they
For
uploaded
free?
for free, literally for free. Like they've uploaded the entirety of Death
Wait.
Note.
Wait, let me do the one from Santa Claus for free.
Is that the clone Santa Claus?
No, it's from a movie called Santa Claus the Movie, where
Yeah,
it's John
yeah.
Lithgow.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was Tom Hanks.
No, it's an old movie with John Lithgow and
Wait, you're thinking of
the Santa
The
Claus.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
but
This is called Santa Claus the Movie.
that's not what Tom Hanks is, it?
Yeah, it is. Totally. Right?
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Tim
yeah.
Allen. It's a guy.
When are we getting Tim Allen anime?
I would like to see Tim Allen in
Home
an anime.
Improvement anime.
I want him to be the. Oh my gosh, dude! Yes, please, Tim Allen, make an anime. Yeah. So Viz Media upload, like I said, they did the entirety of the Death Note series, the entirety of Hunter x Hunter, a ton of Naruto, like upwards of 300 episodes, and other shows that I can't remember off the top of my head. But like, I don't know why they did it, and it's all free. Like, there's no catch with it. It's just, I mean, you might have a YouTube ad here and there, but kind of random. I don't know why they did it, but cool. Nonetheless, I won't complain.
I wish I had that back in 2015.
Oh my gosh, for real, bro. Holy cow, you were freaking dealing with
Probably
like the tiny window with the terrible like art on the sides and
That's funny because you can watch stuff on Crunchyroll for free. Their player sucks, but you can do it free with ads.
yeah.
Oh, but when I watched a whole show with ads, it was Nichijou, I think. It was terrible. The ads were terrible.
Want to know what's weird? I think it had been 2 or 3 years ago. I watched an entire show on Crunchyroll. I think it was a Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a subscription, and I didn't get any ads, and I did not have ad block.
What the
For
hell?
some reason, they just didn't give me ads. I got to watch the
That's
entire
interesting.
show without ads.
Maybe certain shows do have like ads, don't have ads.
Yeah, I have no idea why.
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
down
it was,
for it though.
But yeah, when I watched shows back, I think in 2015, like there was one that it would play like the same ad 3 different times, and I was like, oh.
I had that too. So when
I remember it had the Friskies ad 5 times.
For, like
I was
dogs.
like, no, for cat. Friskies is for cats.
I don't freaking know. I'm not an animal
It's like,
person.
oh, please, God, kill me. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to get a subscription. I'm going to buy because, well, it was for Attack on Titan because I want to watch that episode that week. So it was like, I'm getting a subscription.
Yeah, I watched.
And I thought I would never go back. Sorry, you can keep going.
My head just.
I watched Soul Eater on Crunchyroll with ads, and most of the ads that I can remember getting were just ads for other anime.
Oh really?
Yeah, so
that wouldn't be bad.
It introduced me to My Hero because it was I think it was season 2. This was like 2016, 2017. So I think season 2 of My Hero was airing, and then Citrus. It showed me about Citrus.
Oh, I freaking remember
You
when
remember-
Citrus was being advertised
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah.
What a interesting show to be advertised as much as they did.
It was just super, like that 1 minute roll of that ad roll they had was just super horny, and it's like, dang.
Oh, they had it everywhere too.
Yeah.
Like on Reddit. You know how you get ads on Reddit and they're video ads all the time?
Mhm.
Literally
I remember on
every
YouTube-
ad was that. And they're very horny.
Yeah.
And so I was like I was catching myself watching some ads every now and then.
Oh, I saw these ads on YouTube, I think. Yeah, I remember these ads because
I feel like they were on
yeah.
YouTube, but they probably
Yeah.
toned them down a
Yeah.
little bit for that.
And that's before I discovered how ad block literally, like how YouTube, like literally YouTube cannot read ad block.
yeah.
Yeah.
On like several journalist sites I go on, it's like you have ad block. It's like
The two
Just
biggest
wanted
anime ads that I saw was Darling in the Franxx and Citrus. Those two all the
Okay,
freaking
that
time.
had to have been like
It was like 2017.
late 2017,
2018.
very early 2018. Because
Mhm.
that's about when I was watching Darling in the Franks. I remember that very specifically. I remember sitting on my couch watching the big screen TV, watching Darling in the Franxx. At least 1 or 2 episodes a day.
Yeah.
I'd get home from either work or school, or I was in between classes and work, and I'd go home and watch an episode of a show. It was always Darling in the Franxx at that time anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of went through multiple shows, but my buddy would come in the room like, "Oh, what's this show about?" I'm like, "Oh, it's pretty cool. It's like mechs and stuff." And it, like he asked me that every time he saw me watching it, and like I'm like in the second to last episode. He's like, "Are you still liking this show?" I'm like, "No, it sucks. Don't watch it ever."
Oh, that freaking sunk like the Titanic.
Yeah. It had a great maiden voyage and then didn't make it to port. Even though a lot of the characters kind of ported. Wink, wink. Anyway.
I really wanted to end good.
I did too. I loved the show up until the very end.
I think I love the characters more than I love the show itself.
I think both were great. I think the concept of their world was super unique and interesting, and they could have told more stories in that world, and I think it would have been very fascinating because they were they weren't the only group. Like they even showed a couple of the other groups that were doing the same stuff as they were.
Yeah, I wanted to learn more about that, and also more about the capital city.
Yeah. Where you go underground for a little bit. That was cool, and they're all old people.
Yeah, just like this is what I care about. I don't really care about the other stuff, and then they just blindside you with space alien.
That's an old
Thank you for
show.
watching our review on Darling in the
Don't worry
Franxx.
about
We hope you guys have enjoyed. Please subscribe, like the video.
Oops.
Anyway.
Well, if you think about it, the Klaxosaurs are aliens. So.
Oh yeah, they already were aliens.
Yeah.
That's not that big. But then your wife, who turns out to be a dinosaur, and you're just like, hubba, hubba.
Wow.
She's huge.
Anyway, the last little bit of news that I've got, and this is actually an exciting one, sorta. I mean, it is for people that are super into this series. I don't know how excited I am about it because I don't really know much about it, but it's Pluto. The manga by Naoki Urasawa is getting animated.
Wow. Naoki Urasawa stuff never gets animated.
I'm watching it because Monster was freaking incredible.
So the reason why I worded it the way I did is because I know that Pluto is supposed to be like a pseudo spin-off of Astro Boy.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's set in the same
based
world.
off an arc of Astro Boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
are we talking about two different guys? This guy didn't write Monster.
Naoki Urasawa
he did
write Monster.
Yes.
Yes.
He wrote Astro Boy too?
No.
Oh, he's just
That's-
playing.
He essentially
okay.
got the rights to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Osamu Tezuka?
Tezuka.
I
Yeah.
was going to say,
Tezuka.
that's like in the 40s,
Osamu
wasn't it?
Tezuka is like the godfather of manga. Like,
Yeah.
manga and anime wouldn't be here without him. He even formed like one of the first anime studios.
It's just super interesting because it, like I was saying, it's kind of a spin-off of Astro Boy. So I'm not really sure if I were to watch this, should I know about Astro Boy? I've never seen Astro Boy. I've only seen clips.
I think it will be fine. I think it's supposed to be standalone. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
I've never seen the old anime Astro Boy, but I definitely watched like the 2010
Yeah, I did too.
animated
2003.
movie.
Okay.
Oh, the anime movie? No, I watched the show on Toonami.
So I didn't watch any of this
Yeah.
growing up.
So I'm vaguely familiar
So-
with like they actually had Nick Cage was the dad in
Yeah.
Astro Boy
Yeah.
in the animated. It's like Pixar-esque. It's not like
in
an
Japan,
anime.
He's known as Mighty Atom.
Mighty Atom.
Yeah. Also, where's my 20th Century Boys adaptation?
See, that's what
Yeah.
I'm super interested. I've always wanted to read that
I still
manga.
kind of feel
but-
salty about that. What happened at the our local library? Let me tell the story real quick. So we move here, and you guys were like, "Hey guys, want to go check out the library? Maybe get a subscription?" It's like, sure. Yeah,
I've not seen the movie, but I know what you're talking
thing.
about. I
Okay.
think I didn't know it was Nick Cage,
Astro Boy
though. It was
fans
bad.
don't like that movie.
Yeah, I heard that movie's not the greatest,
Yeah.
but it's not terrible either.
If you're a kid, I'm sure.
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, we move here to this town, and we go to the library. We're like, I like looking around, and I check it out. It's like, oh my god, they got anime movies. Oh my god, they got a bunch of manga. So it's like, yeah, let's get a subscription. I want to get some of this manga, and one of the manga I get is like 3 volumes of 20th Century Boy. So we make an account, no problems. It was like, okay, we're good. And then I go home and I read it. It's like, wow, I want to go get more. So I go try to get more, and I try to go to the front counter. I give the library card. It's like, oh, you were the guys who made the library card in this address recently. It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, sorry, we were not supposed to give you a membership because you don't live in the area that we can give free memberships. The boundaries. And it's like,
They took our
I
library
thought to myself,
You should have
Yeah,
just
they
kept the books. Like, you gave them to me. They're mine. Bye.
Yeah.
no. I already put them in the slot
Be
because
so
I
funny.
thought that, I'll just pull out more.
Yeah.
But I had
understand.
to leave it. I had to leave them right there.
Could you imagine? They're just like, sorry, I can't give them back. I don't belong to this library anymore, so I'm not allowed to give it back.
I guess they're mine.
Yeah.
They're mine now.
I should have kept the DVDs. I had your name and like Tale of Princess Kaguya. I should have kept them, but nah, I gave them back like a good citizen. But
What
it's kind of salty. And the library we
fiber.
have over here, that's like within city limits, we get it's like one of those dinky libraries.
Somebody's
Stumpy.
house.
Yeah, it's
Somebody's like,
yeah.
they have the box outside the front of their house, and it says like, take one book, leave one book. There actually is one around here,
Yeah.
but that's
and
what I
that
was
library is
that's all-
apparently
yeah.
getting rebuilt now. So
the main one, the big
yeah.
one. Yeah, they're rebuilding.
But
it.
now I just buy most of the manga I read.
yeah, I've always
And I'm
wanted.
gonna buy 20th Century Boy at some point.
I've always wanted
Yeah.
to read it, and I've always kind of wanted to buy it as well. But like, it's kind of hard to get right now. It's one of those harder to get
it's-
series.
Yeah, it's like the Viz signatures. They're always like kind of out of print. You can buy them digital if you really
I don't think they're
wanna.
out of print. They just don't print them very often.
Yeah, they're like limited printing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, I mean, but if you have a hard time finding physical and you want to read stuff, they always have them digital. At least
Yep.
they have that.
So before we move on, I got a quick little tidbit that I just learned. The doctor from Astro Boy, and I don't know,
Dr. Tenma.
Dr. Tenma, he's also the name of the doctor in Monsters, Dr. Tenma. So that makes even more sense if,
Why would be Urasawa that got it?
yeah, because
Yeah.
if he's doing the Astro Boy thing, he's obviously is
Probably,
a fan.
yeah. Of course, he's a fan. If he does Astro Boy, it's like, oh, I'll do an Astro Boy manga. Of course, he's gonna be a fan.
Once upon a time, I knew the reason like why he was able to get it or why he wanted to do it, but I didn't retain that information because I didn't care that much.
Also,
I guess.
Dororo
But,
is a Tezuka creation.
Dororo,
Yeah,
the original.
yeah,
I guess it is the only one, right?
yeah.
That's what he did after Astro Boy, right?
Somewhere in between. He did a lot of manga. If you look up
Yeah.
all his manga, like he did a lot. There's one went unfinished called Phoenix. Anyways, also I have a tidbit of information.
You got some.
So that
Some
one of
news.
the video game animes that's not Nier Automata, it's called Trials of Cold Steel.
Is it Trails or Trials?
It's Trails.
Trails of Cold Steel. Sorry, and apparently 2 of the English voice actors in the game are not reprising their role for the anime. So
I'm
I
curious.
think their names are Sean Chiplock and Xanthi Huynh.
So that's
Yeah.
she plays Haru in
Haru,
Persona
yeah.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious if like they're not just doing it because of scheduling issues or because of other reasons. Did it
Yeah.
ever say why?
No, I just saw like they're not coming. They
If I had to guess, it's scheduling issues
Yeah.
because like that's money for them. You know,
Yeah.
they were
Totally.
essentially asked first. That's like a free gig, if you
they'll
will,
pretty much take up any gig since voice actors don't get paid very well.
or get a ton of
Yeah.
gigs.
Yeah.
unless they're pretty well known.
Well, that anime is not good. I dropped it
Yikes.
already. It's not fun.
Speaking of anime we're watching, guys, let's talk a little bit about some of the shows we've been watching this season that we haven't already talked about or talked about whatever. This is kind of just the anything goes section of the season. We'll just talk about whatever. I've got one that I want to talk about, and I'm very, very indifferent about the whole show. I can tell it's not bad, but it's also not phenomenal. And I've noticed that people on the internet seem to like it quite a bit. I don't. I kind of understand, but I kind of don't. It's called The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, and just based on that title alone, you can already tell it's the typical self-insert black-haired protagonist who gets the hot girl in school to basically pamper him and spoil him. And it's cute. It's got its good moments, but like the progression is very slow. The pacing's rough at times, and there's a lot of praise around it. I don't quite understand why people love it as much as they do. And the only thing I could just place it in is people like to the self-insert character and pretend that the kawaii girl is their waifu. It's very, I don't know. It's the dime a dozen rom-com kind of stuff. Like main girl and main boy become pretty good friends, but they're also kind of got some sexual tension underlying with them, and they're very wholesome and cute with each other. Yeah, it's not super horny like at all. It's not like this stuff I was watching last season. It was. None of the rom-coms I'm watching this season are very, very fan servicey. But that's what I want to bring up. I don't know. Like you know what I'm talking about when I bring this kind of stuff, because you've seen a lot of these kind of shows.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm just watching it. Like every time I watch it, I go, "Yep, that was another episode of that." It's not that I hate it. It's not that I love it though either. It's just I could take it or leave it, I guess.
Yeah.
I just wanted more rom-com. I want to get like 1 or 2 rom-coms every season, and this was the one I picked. Probably should have picked Tomo-chan because it sounds like that one's incredible.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is one of the ones I want to talk about. I got 3 that I want to mention.
Oh, go for it. I'm done.
But
yeah, that's mine.
The first one is, it's like, I think it's called Farming Life in Another World.
I thought you were gonna drop that one.
I thought I was too.
Oh no!
But so this is what I watched episode 1. I was like, I don't know. I don't think I like this one, because essentially this guy gets reincarnated into a new world, and he's just a farmer. It's like Minecraft, the
question.
anime.
How did he get reincarnated? Did he die by truck coon, or how? Like, does it explain anything? He just shows up all of a sudden.
I don't remember.
Oh,
that's how good it is. I don't remember. But it's aside it's one of those where it's like we don't give enough about the backstory.
Yeah.
It's just like, here we are, reincarnated.
Doesn't do anything for the actual plot. Got
no,
it. Cool.
No. I mean, the whole plot is he's just playing The Sims and building his
So he doesn't
village.
care to go back at all.
No.
He doesn't want to learn anything about it.
No.
He was happy he got hit by a truck coon.
He died in some way, because when he's dead and getting reincarnated, he's like, oh, I want this in my new life, and he like builds his character.
Oh really? So he got to the creator character mode
with God essentially. But anyway, it starts off where he's in this world, he's by himself, and he has a hoe. And he's like, I guess I'm gonna like an actual tool.
Okay, I have to clarify.
No, you're not wrong, because that's where it goes. So anyway, at the end of episode 1, he's got some doggies, he's got a spider friend, and he
doggies?
Like actual. Oh my god, actual dog. Yeah, he's well. What's funny is like it's both. This is like a Pluto. Mickey Mouse goofy thing.
Oh no!
Yeah, because you've got actual wolves, but then you've got beast people that are like dog people. They look like the beast people from Mushoku Tensei.
Okay,
Same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole story is this one single guy just keeps. It's just women. It's only like women angels show up, and they all have really big boobs. All of them are super hot. Elves show up, and what's funny is there's like no guys that ever shows up. And when all the elves show up, all the elf girls are like, well, we have nowhere to live, and all of our elf
Is
men
this
died.
slavery?
Not really, no.
They don't put seals on their breast to like lock them into one person. Okay,
No.
good. At least you're not doing that.
He's the only guy, but like I was saying, the elf girls all show up, and they're like, yeah, all of our husbands, all the males died, so we're here to repopulate. And he keeps saying, the guy's like, he's like, I'm not gonna ask him, but he just says, good luck with that. And like, he's the only guy there, but he's married, so.
So one day he went outside to get rid of some weeds in his field, and he said, where did I put that hoe? And then the girls walk up, here I am. I am
Shut
here.
up and get back to work.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. They just keep introducing small things where it's like, dang, why am I still watching this? There's a bunch of hot chicks with big boobs. I guess that's all it takes. So there's that one, and then the other 2 I quickly wanted to mention is Don't Toy With Me, Nagatoro. I don't think this show's mid by any means. It's actually really fun. It's a really fun rom-com that I've quite enjoyed, and I look forward to watching it every week.
I think I hate about Nagatoro is that I love where it is now. And I love like the last like 100 or so chapters, but those first like 30 or 40 I hated so much.
We're getting over that.
We're getting past all that stuff.
Yeah,
now.
right now where it's airing, because it's like, oh, she's showing her feelings. Like, it's
totally, yeah.
very apparent right
Yeah.
now. So it's like, okay, this is really cool. It's only going uphill from where it is. And then the last one is called Kinda of the Great Snow Sea. It's the one that I was saying was kind of like Made in Abyss. I think
dark like that, or
kind of.
Okay.
It's like the world's really cool, but we only got that in the first couple episodes, and now we're more talking about citizens of the world, and we're learning about the backstory of why these two factions are fighting, and it's kind of interesting. But like, it's a CG anime. I don't love the CG. I don't hate it. It's,
Like all CG or
it's all CG.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's all CG. So sometimes it's a little jarring, but for the most part, it's not too bad. But I don't know. I think it's very mid. I like the world building, and I like some of the stuff that they're going for, but I don't know. I'd give it like a 6 or 7. So
just hearing you talk that made me get an idea of another like segment we can do for our seasonal recap. It's a would you watch a season 2 segment where you go through your entire list and go yes, no, no, no,
yeah,
yes.
we should
That would be
totally do
fun
that.
one, I
Yeah,
think.
do that for the. We should write these down because I already forgot some of mine.
I'll just write it down in my notes.
What about you though, Thane? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. So, last time I brought this up, I wasn't even caught up. I wasn't even on season 2, but Vinland Saga is peak anime. It's great, and it doesn't contain a single Japanese person.
They're all Vikings, right?
Yeah, they're all Germanic people, as they call them.
Wait, so like Germany?
No, well,
Because like Vikings I thought were Danish, right? Or Swedish?
yeah, Danish. Well, they call them Germanic.
Is that
but-
just like the world they're rooted
But I guess
in?
more Norse people, like from the Norselands.
I could just be dumb. Like that just
Yeah.
might be what they call that
I think
area.
they call them Germanic.
That's probably what it is.
They called them Germanic back in the day, but then I think the Germanic people kind of broke off. And there's like
Gotcha.
Germany, Norway,
I don't know.
Da-
I don't know about that history to know.
Yeah, same.
Denmark. Yeah, it's mostly focuses on Denmark and their king fighting against the English.
Is it okay? Is it like a historical fiction, like kind of rooted in history?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the main character is based off a real person, but
That's cool.
I don't know if he was ever a slave. In season 2, it focuses on him being a slave because last season he, not to spoil it too much, but he tried to kill the king for personal reasons.
Well, at least he's not an anime girl being enslaved by the
Yeah.
main character. If we don't have any of those, we're good.
He's
I think we're over
yeah.
0 this season for
Yeah.
all of us. I think.
Yeah, don't worry. He's one of them hot anime dudes that all the girls on Tumblr thirst over.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's the slavery arc, it's the farming arc as people call it, and it's they kind of skewed the action from the first season, but it's still good. Like the writing holds it up.
What episode are you on right now?
I think it's 8.
Okay.
So yeah, it takes the main character who was all angry and vengeful in the first season. Now he's just kind of lost his reason to live, but he slowly starts to gain it back.
Are they doing a 24 or a 12 episode season?
24th episove.
Oh, so it'll go into next season
Yeah.
too.
It's really good. I think you should watch it. Give season 2 a chance if you think, oh, there's no action, I don't want to watch this. But no, give it a chance. It's good. And I know you guys dropped this next show, but I am enjoying Nier Automata. Probably because I played the video games. I think the story is good. Yeah, sometimes when they do fights, it does feel kind of soulless since it feels like just a boss fight from the game. But the story and exposition and the connections to Nier Replicant are really interesting. And I want to see what they do. Also, it seems like Lily, that anime original character, seemed to replace another character from the video games, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I like it. I can't wait till they get to A2, her character. And I wonder how they handle the multiple endings, or they make a new big ending to like kind of lump together all the scenarios.
That'd be cool if they did
Yeah.
an anime original ending.
Yeah, they
That would
probably
be-
will.
it'd be
I'm
one new
thinking they
thing.
will do an anime original ending.
Because
Because
what's that
that's
game
just-
got? Like 18 endings or something like that?
Well, it has 5 like fully fleshed out endings, but then
Gotcha.
all the rest, like endings F through Z, are like joke endings you can
Oh,
get.
okay.
They're not
That makes
they're
sense.
not required to get, but they're like joke endings. Like Jackass, yes, there's a character named Jackass. She gives you a fish, like, here, eat this fish. It's like, I need it for research. And so if you eat the fish, it goes in the black screen, says you consume the fish and your system's all shut down and you die. This is great research for Jackass.
And
the
credits
end.
start rolling?
Yeah, and the credits start. and every time you get a joke ending, the credits go.
really fast.
Oh, they
Yeah,
go fast
yeah.
and just restarts over.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
See, I feel like this show, and this is just me speaking personally, is one of those, if you've played the games, you're going to like it more or
Totally.
be more interested in. Because
And
like,
I've only got one ending in the game, and I'm trying to play through Replicant, and then I'm gonna go to Automata.
Again.
But yeah, it's pretty good if you like the show. I think it's probably one of the best video game adaptations. As far I know, anime's had some good video game adaptations.
what are some of the noteworthy ones?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was thinking maybe Persona 4 Golden, because that was
Yeah.
pretty good. I wouldn't say Persona 5 is
Yeah.
any good, though.
Pokemon, we've been watching Pokemon. I think it's a good.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Yeah, like I think it's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
mean, it's
point.
not perfect. It's not obviously not perfect. It's probably even like a 6 out of 10, maybe.
I would say most of the
Yeah.
ones that I've seen are very rushed.
Yeah,
Like, they try to get everything in
but
within
this
the
one
span
they
of
had
12
time to
episodes.
make it, and it feels like
What are some other video game adaptations, though? I'm
Because I was
curious.
thinking Danganronpa, but that was
Yeah.
only 12 episodes, and they tried to get the entirety of the
Yeah.
whole game in it.
I
I
know
still
there's
thought that one was fun, though.
I know there's
Oh.
a few that people like.
The
I
Zelda
can't-
one's trash. I watched it from
That's not
1978.
that's not anime really.
It's animated.
Animated, yeah.
What was
That's-
the Mario one?
I haven't seen that one.
I heard that one is people like that one better, although it's still pretty cheesy.
Sonic? Did Sonic get any good ones?
Oh yeah, Sonic Sat AM.
yeah,
Everyone loves
people
that one.
liked those ones.
Yeah, not the original, The Adventures of Sonic Hedgehog, but Sat AM, definitely.
There's the one series of Sonic where like it goes really into like some crazy lore, and they go to space a couple times, and I think it's Sonic X.
Yeah, Sonic X.
I don't know if people like it, but I think they do.
I read a
been
review.
watching
They
it as a
said the
kid, though.
first 2 seasons were like adaptations of other Sonic games, like I think from Adventure to like
Oh yeah,
Shadow the Hedgehog or something. But then the 3rd season apparently was pretty good because it had original content.
I guess the Castlevania one we watched was a
Castlevania
bop.
was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
That's debatable if it's an anime, although it was an American studio. But
I
whatever.
think if it's
Yeah.
an animated something, it's anime.
Well, that's a
Shouldn't-
hot
it's
take.
an anime. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Road-
anger some people
Yeah.
there.
I'm glad.
I was gonna go back onto Danganronpa. They do another season after that. That's not super tied into the games, and I liked that personally. I thought that was really good, but it was an original story. It wasn't like based on the games by any means. So
Did Kirby ever get one for some reason? I feel
Yes,
like there
Kirby
was
right
a
Totally.
back
Kirby.
up.
Yeah,
Right,
totally
right
did.
back at you.
it was on 4Kids. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Was that one?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I remember turning the TV off by then, so probably not good enough to keep my little kid brain. But then again, I was just watching Pokemon and
he's the star
Yu-Gi-Oh.
of the
then.
show. Kirby.
Yeah, literally, it'd be like Pokemon and then Yu-Gi-Oh, and then Kirby would be like Kirby, like click off of that. I'm not watching that kitty stuff. sorry, Sakurai. Your character's cute.
Yeah, I'd have to. I know there are a few that people like, but I'd have to really look into it. But yeah,
That's probably the majority of them. Let's be honest.
this is probably the best.
Yeah, if we can't think
Video
of them at
game
this point, then
Well,
This is probably the best video game.
Resident
adaptation.
Evil had a couple animation ones, and there's a new one coming out too, actually. But I watched it. It's like fine. It's not horrible.
TV show.
It was
animation?
It was an animation.
Okay.
I know they had a mini series for Netflix, like a 12 episode.
Yeah,
Resident
anime.
Evil.
that
It's called
was.
Infinite Darkness.
I think that's the one I watched. Well, no, the one I watched was like 4 or 5 episodes. It was short. But I know they got a new one coming out. I saw an ad for it, but I don't know.
Interesting.
I guess there's just not that much video game animation out there.
Yeah,
Adaptations,
at least that's
rather.
noteworthy.
Well, cool. Well, I think we're going to take our break now, and when we get back, we're going to dive into Ya Boy Kongming. If you haven't watched this show and you're still listening, I don't know what you're doing with your life because this show is incredible. Go watch the show, come back and listen to what we got to say, and we'll just all gush together. We'll see you guys in just a bit.
That's what
Boy Kongming!
We're back
Music.
from our break, everybody. Episode 19. It's time finally to talk about Ya Boy Kongming. Holy cow! I picked this show, right? I did not know it was gonna be this effing good. I
Yeah.
picked it because I heard people liked it, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This will be a fun one to watch." I did nowhere expect to ever it to be this effing good. It's so
yeah, it's
freaking good.
Pretty good.
It's got such a basic premise, plot, and it's just amazing.
I can't stop. I could not stop watching it, dude.
It's so good.
I think I watched this show faster than any of the other shows we've done for this. It's like, I think it was done I think it was finished on Wednesday or Thursday. So I basically watched the whole show in like 3 or 4 days.
I
could have watched it all in one day if I really wanted to, but I wanted to spread it out a little bit at least.
I don't think any show that we've watched for our watch along has captivated me as much in the first episode as this one did. That first episode melted my heart, and I'm like, what? Okay, I'm in. Let's go.
No doubt.
This is the first episode where it says, I was at the bottom of my rope and I was going to jump in front of a train.
I think that's episode 2.
Oh, yeah.
But
no, this episode, I don't think. I think that it was in the later episode, like you're saying. The first episode was when they meet and they're in her bedroom. She just whips out a guitar and starts singing, and then Kongming's just like, that's my girl.
I'm like, you got my life.
Yeah.
I got nothing else going on.
I don't even know why I'm here, but let's do this.
Dude, it's so freaking good. So, the recap real quick. The show is about Ya Boy Kongming, or Julio, or whatever his first
Juliong,
name.
I think.
Juliong Kongming.
Courtesy name Kongming.
One of the ancient strategists in the Three Kingdoms during the war times back then in China. After his death, he was reincarnated back into modern times, but into our world. So it's
in Japan.
In Japan, so it's a pseudo isekai, but not quite, because it's the same world.
To be specific.
Shibuya, and he comes across this girl, and she is trying to be a musician. It's as simple as that. She's trying to be a musician, and our boy Kongming.
First see her in that Oni outfit, it's like, wow.
He decides
smoking.
He decides that he's gonna make her the best or top dog of the singing world, essentially to bring peace among the world without fighting wars. That's essentially what he wants to do, and he does. Well, to the extent of season 1 anyway, he does a pretty dang good job of it, building her reputation and getting her the limelight, helping her succeed where she needs to, as well as helping other people in their lives too. Like, that's cool. Good stuff. Honestly, really, really dang happy with this show. Like I said, I did not expect it to be as good as it was, and pretty dang solid.
Sorry, go ahead, Thane.
It's pretty fun.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
I think my two favorite parts of the whole thing was obviously the music. I love the music. The music throughout. I've listened to the OST several times now. I've got it saved into a playlist even, because it's really fun. But also the other part that I really enjoy is how they take a tactician, a war strategist, and put him as a promoter essentially for a female singer that's trying to get popular, and it just works. It's like, wow, who would have thought that you could take these two things that are from completely different worlds, find a parallel.
Same strategies too.
Yeah,
they reuse the same stuff that he did in the past.
Yeah, and find the parallel and just apply it to it. And it's just like, dude, this is so much fun. I loved my favorite parts about it were and I call it the Death Note-esque stuff, where it was like after the episode, it recaps what Kongming did to kind of win that battle, and it was just like, dude, that's so much fun.
While they're doing it, you just imagine the L theme.
So if I could like sum this show up for me personally, I would say this would be like a Death Note meets Your Lie in April, because there was a lot of musical moments where I even think they used some of the same lines where Aiko's talking about Nanami, and she's like, I want my song to reach her, and I'm pretty sure that that exact line is from Your Lie in April, or some iteration of it where they're just talking about music and touching people with it. So I don't know, man. This show just hit on so many freaking cylinders for me. Excuse me.
A lot of your cylinders.
All my cylinders.
Wait, I don't understand. What's a cylinder?
Like firing on all cylinders.
Okay. That's what I thought you were meaning.
That's what I should have.
Well, a better comparison would say would be like early Yu-Gi-Oh, where he's playing those games and he's like, haha, I'll win this time, and then he's like, that's where you're wrong. I actually have this strategy, and it's like, what? And then the guy dies.
Shadow Realm Jimbo.
One thing I thought was kind of strange. And I wonder if this person comes back in the manga, but literally episode 2, where they fight that one singer, I don't even remember her name, but she's supposed to be the famous singer that they essentially defeat in episode 2 or 3. They don't come back ever. and I just
You
oh,
see her at like the end of a recap.
yeah.
Same with that band. You only see that band at the end
The
too,
band?
where they had the light in the tree, and there was two
Was that a music
stages.
festival?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do that band. Yeah,
Yeah.
you see, like I kind of wish that they would come back, or like it's not just like okay, we defeated them, they're gone, because like it's not war, they're not dead, you know.
Yeah.
I want to see like what
Although
they're doing
he did
next.
say that if this was war, I would have presented their severed
Yeah,
heads.
severed heads
See,
on his pipes.
To me, this seems like, or kind of the vibe I got from it was, oh, these are going to be her and Aiko and Kongming's friends in the music industry
Sure.
as it continue to progresses.
/ rivals as well.
Yeah, rivals.
But like even like Nanami, she was much more of a rival friend for Aiko than any of the other ones. Or obviously,
Totally.
I mean that's kind of what they portrayed. And I imagine she's like one of the only ones that actually continues to progress with the story, because this is based off a manga, and I don't know how much farther ahead the manga is. I don't really looked into it, but I imagine that Nanami's in there a lot more.
Yeah, her character arc was fun too. Like Thane, this was something that Thane said, whether it was in the Discord call or just amongst us. But he's like, man, this manga gives you an insight into the music
Yeah,
industry.
I said like, I like this show. Stay for the funny Chinese man. No, come for the funny Chinese man. Stay for the meta commentary on the music industry.
Yeah, yeah. What's sad is the more I've learned about the music industry, just in general, is this isn't too far off. Like
Yeah.
when you sign with a record label, you basically are signing your life away. Like they own your music, they own you essentially for promoting things.
Like your likeness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your likeness essentially is what you're signing away. So it's really interesting to see and how Nanami and her band, Azalea, how they break free from that doesn't ever happen that way. So, like,
It
more,
was a nice happy moment.
yeah, more often than not, you get a bunch of fallout, and this is what leads to bands breaking up and also
Yeah.
bands staying together but having to re-record their music. I'm sure you've heard that.
Like Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, Def Leppard had to do it. I'm sure there's tons of other bands as well.
What's their name? Styx. I watched it behind the music. They had to do that for like in the early days.
Yeah. It's just a mess, and like I don't know, there's good and bad to both of it, but I love it's like in Ya Boy Kongming you see it, but it's also not as intense. It's kind of lighthearted, and like you said, it has a kind of a very happy
I think the
ending.
darkest it gets is when Aiko tries to kill herself.
Oh yeah, that kind of caught me off guard. I won't deny. I was just like, oh gosh.
Tried to jump in front of a subway.
She about fell. She about fell. Ooh. I wasn't expecting it at all. And like even like Kabe Taijin or Taichin, I don't know. I think it's Taijin. Kabe. Freaking cool character, dude. Like just a cool way to see somebody break out of their shell and essentially Kongming pull him out of his shell. Really, like put him in the right situations to tug on his ego just enough.
Yeah.
Just to get him in the right spot at the right time to break him out of his shell. Really cool. I really like the character too. I like how he essentially just becomes that support that was his intended goal, or not intended goal, but like Kongming's intended goal for him to be the support for Aiko. Very
Speaking
cool.
of Kabe raps, the rapping in the English dub, like they have the singing, which when she sings in English, like it's kind of.
I think that was just the version we watched. I just
Yeah.
don't think they had it subtitled right
Yeah, they did, but they didn't have the subtitles for the
rapping.
rapping in the dub.
See, my biggest complaint with that, and it's not really even that big of a deal, but it's like I've seen anime where they have the English voice actors just rap, and that's really fun. And I don't know why they didn't do it in this case either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But like it
If I
was
would have
definitely
known that, I
necessity
would
to
just watch this whole show subbed.
to know the context. I think the dub was pretty dang good though.
Yeah.
Same.
Like I was pretty impressed with specifically the Kongming and Aiko. I mean, like the rest of the characters, they didn't have like that big of a role to like be super into it, but for the most part, I mean, Aiko was her very bubbly, happy self and very well portrayed, I think, with their voice actors. So
She's very high up on my waifu list now.
yeah,
Like maybe top 3.
like let's get this man an Aiko figure, please.
Literally,
Somebody make it.
I'll get one. Sure, why not?
I don't think they have
I like
one,
how
which is
her
unfortunate.
outfit. She just has a jacket and a snapback.
Well, I thought they were gonna do the thing where they change her outfit every now and then because like they do it a little bit, but I thought they were gonna do it pretty common, like be that was gonna be the character that has her outfit change a lot, like some anime or manga do. But it's just a lot of work, I know, for these character designers or rather mangakas.
And more like she was also gonna rap with that outfit, but
yeah, she looks like she's gonna be the rapper, not the pop star. That's why I expected her outfit to change throughout the show, just because of that reason alone.
Another thing that I thought was really interesting, and maybe you guys noticed it too, and I don't think this is very prevalent in the actual world of music, but all the bands were trying to actively sabotage or use Aiko in a negative way.
Yeah.
And the way that Kongming was able to essentially sabotage other people, but in a way that benefited them in the long run as well, especially Azalea. Like that whole
the
final
Azalea one
scenes.
was literally what they were doing to her, but she did it to them.
Yeah.
She used their song and then said, haha, you're bad. Here's my rapper to say you're bad. And I'm just like, okay, that I won't lie. That kind of took me out a little bit. That's probably my biggest complaint, or rather only complaint about the show, is that it felt a little underhanded, and I thought that Kongming, while trying to do like these sneaky strategies, wasn't trying to be underhanded in any way, but that right there kind of was a little bit. And I don't know, that didn't really sit right with me, but I was still okay with it just in general because I like this show in general.
And see, I noticed that too, and it's probably because that was like the only time he blatantly did
almost
that.
sabotage the other person. Yeah.
Yep. But it, like I said, in a roundabout way, helped Azalea, and that's mostly because of Aiko and Nanami's relationship.
Yeah, I guess what like looped it back into being in my good graces, it was how he helped them prosper in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the thing that I didn't like is how he put the QR codes up, acting as if they were Azalea, saying like, "Look, we're Azalea. We're playing the Azalea song here, like our thing, just like Azalea would want you to." That was underhanded, and I didn't quite like that. But I mean, the strategy, right? That's the part of the game, you know. That's what he was playing. So.
Yeah.
But he did make it up into the end. Like he helped him out, got him some likes, and essentially, not only helped them break out of their terrible not contract, but like bad relationship with their manager, but also was able to essentially boost their popularity with what they want to do personally too. So
yeah,
it worked out in the end. It was happy in the end. A little sketchy on the way there, just a little bit, just a hair.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I didn't really have any complaints with the show. The music was great. I love the characters. The plot is so fun and different than anything I've ever seen. And it's really basic, but like I said, it was just, I enjoyed it. I gave the show a 10. Like I couldn't really think of anything I didn't dislike about it.
Yeah.
I don't give scores because scores are arbitrary.
I give it a 9. Sorry.
What would you give it, Thane?
Pretty good, but my favorite music-based anime is still Kids on the Slope. What are you doing?
I don't know what that is. What's Kids on the Slope?
It's a pretty good one. It's
I was going right into the chan, the cheeky bang.
It's a one by Shinichiro Watanabe, the guy who did Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
You bring up a good point, Sky. This opening was probably one of the best openings I've seen in a very long time. I freaking loved the song so much. I love that it's like essentially a parody slash cover of that one Latin America song. I think it's super cool. Really had a lot of fun. I mean, they don't say the same word, so I would say parody.
Well, that's just language translation in general.
Well, they talk about
It's
Mount
called
Fuji.
It's called localization.
Yeah, but when you localize songs, you don't typically change the words. You just
sometimes you do. Like if it's like, oh, I want to relate to my Japanese viewers, so instead of saying climbing whatever Chilean hill or whatever country.
What does Weird Al do? Is it parodies that he does?
Yeah, he does. Like he changes
I would count
the
this
whole,
as parodies.
Does it change the meaning of the song? Because Weird Al literally changes the meaning of every song.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe not parody. I might still think that. But
I
see what you guys are getting at.
Well, I see where you're getting at too, though, because it's like I don't know the context of either song. Well, I mean, I guess I could read the subtitles of
both of them.
Yeah,
but like when I saw them talking about like climbing Mount Fuji, I'm just like, well, that's clearly not in the Latin America version. And I
think that's
I
just
thought
localization.
Yeah, whenever I think of localization though, I never think of like changing any of the meaning, even if they're trying to like make it like apparent to their thing. But I guess they do it sometimes with the anime in general, don't they? So
yeah,
maybe parody isn't the right word. Anyway, the song is effing great. I effing love the animation for the intro too. Just the little dances are just so fun. It really fits the whole it's almost like tells the story of the series within the opening to like a very small extent. I mean, you see like essentially Kongming, like when they're driving the car and Aiko's on the car and Kongming's driving. Kongming is essentially driving her career forward. It's super cool. Really, really cool. Great use of imagery there.
And it's also got that like almost old style graceful Kongming and upbeat colorful party Aiko mixed in with the art style. So
I never once skipped the opening.
Me either.
I think this is the very first show I think on this series that we've done that I've never skipped the opening. I think Gurren Lagann was probably the next closest if I had to guess. No, Skeleton Knight. I don't think I ever skipped Skeleton Knight either. So they're kind of tied there, but and I praise Skeleton Knight for basically the same thing, being like its own little episode. Within it. So I don't know, dude. Skeleton Knights might be a little bit higher still, but I freaking loved this one. It was awesome.
I like the outro song too. It's got that big band feel, very jazzy.
Yeah,
I really like the outro too.
I like the transition into the outro where it does like that little like quick collage of all these different shots from the episode, like and like it matches it to like the beat and stuff. Very cool. Just overall, very impressed with this show. Did not expect it to be anywhere near as good as it was, and it.
What was the studio that did this one?
No idea. Do you know a thing? I'll look it up. Really quick.
I'm surprised I never looked. That's like one thing I have been looking at.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, inoffensive, pretty deep at some moments. I recommend.
It was done by. It doesn't say there.
In fact,
it'll say here though.
They had he takes strategies straight from Three Kingdoms, and I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, they really incorporate Three Kingdoms lore into this pop idol's career.
Yeah, I think the worst part about this show is there's not more of it.
It's by Studio PA Works. Let me see what else they've done.
I know PA Works.
They have also done things like Angel Beats, apparently.
Yeah.
And I freaking love Angel Beats. I thought Angel Beats was the guy that did Clanad. Well, I thought it was his own studio.
No, Clanad's Kyoto.
Oh, yeah, Kyoto Animation. I thought Kyoto Animation did Angel Beats.
No.
Well, I'm blown away
they
already.
Also did Charlotte. I think
Charlotte.
Jun Maeda works a lot with PA Works.
That would make sense. Yeah, Angel Beats is one of my favorites of all time, so it helps out.
Jun Maeda is a great writer.
They did Akiba Maid War. But they also did Buddy Daddies. Or they're doing Buddy Daddies right now.
Yeah.
So.
I totally see it now. I can see all the correlation between those three as far as the art style goes.
They also did a show called Glass Slip, which by the end of the series, I was like, wow, what a waste of time.
You dropped Maid Wars too, right? So they've done some dumpies and they've done some boppies. Boppers. I don't know.
People consider them in high regards, and when they do a show that's bad, people are like, wow, I'm so disappointed.
People like Maid Wars 2, mind you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I think you're kind of in the minority of not liking it.
I just don't think I was in the right mood for
Gotcha, yeah.
Gang Wars.
Oh, I love Gang Wars. I play Yakuza.
Well, it's just the tones were, it's a two-tone show that is just, I don't know, it's like funny and bloody and...
Oh, I love that. I love that shit.
You'd probably like it.
You probably would have liked it then, yeah.
Yeah, I might watch it. I just want a good Yakuza anime on the storytelling of Yakuza, Ryu ga Gotoku, or Like a Dragon.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, or maybe I'll have to just look it up. I know there's a lot of great Yankee anime and like delinquent anime, like Tokyo Revengers. It's the only one I can think of right now.
I'm still watching that, by the way. Me and my buddies watch together. We watch like 4 or 5 episodes at a time. I think I've seen 4 episodes at this point. It's still good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I heard a lot of people don't really like the second season because apparently the manga starts...
Yeah, the manga's supposed to not get as good right now, but I mean, the stuff I've seen so far was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we wrap it up, overall, Ya Boy Kongming, give us season 2 right now, please. Next season of anime, when you're done with Buddy Daddy's PA Works, just get on Kongming season 2.
Don't pull a Promise Neverland.
Everybody, give the mangaka all of your money so that they can keep making it. We want more.
Buy
Kongming.
the Blu-rays.
Buy the Blu-rays. We want more Kongming.
Buy the figures of Eiko.
Yes, we'll buy at least 17
Buy
of
the
them here.
figures of Kongming.
You'll see a bunch of Eiko on the shelf one of these days. And I think that pretty much
Buy
wraps.
Kongming's fan.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that would work. That's merch. Why
Yeah.
don't they do that? Get on
Yeah.
this. You can
It's
make
probably
money.
just a Three Kingdoms thing. It's probably just a Chinese
It's gotta
thing
be, right? Or like
yeah.
maybe like depiction of him.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's got like headshots of himself like painted back in the days I was holding a fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. But regardless, Ya Boy Kongming is freaking incredible. If you have not seen it, go watch it right now. But we've still got more shows to do. The next time we're going to be doing a show will be 2 weeks from now. And our boy Thane, Ya Boy Thane, has got the next show for us. So Thane, what are we going to be watching over the next
All
2
right.
weeks?
You can watch a show called Vivy, Fluorite Eyes Song from the writer of ReZero.
How do
That's
I
not in
spell
the
that?
title,
Vivy?
but Vivy, like Vivy. That's all you have to look up. It's a pretty common name.
Vivy
Yeah.
anime. I spelled it wrong.
I picked it because it's got pretty high ratings, 8.4 on my anime list and
Huh?
8.1 IMDb. So we'll probably like it.
Looks like it's on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, well, it's gonna get to that.
Oh, you were gonna.
It's on Crunchyroll and Funimation, but like we always iterate, Funimation's going down. Just do it on Crunchyroll.
Did they get bought out or? they're
Yeah,
just
Crunchyroll
not-
Yeah.
bought them.
Oh, that's right.
Well, no, Sony.
Sony bought them, and Sony owns
bought
both
them, and now they're
now.
just merging Funimation and Crunchyroll together.
This was Studio Wit, so Wit Studio.
Yeah, with Studio, they're pretty
cool.
pretty good studio.
I mean, they did Attack on Titan up until Mappa took it over.
And I saw
for
one
example.
scene where like a girl was fighting another guy, and she's like jumping over tables, and she like kicks the table into the guy and tries to shoot him, and it's like, wow, that looks awesome.
Yeah, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
I hope it's fun. I mean, people say it's good, so interesting. So it is Vivy. Oh, I just had it. Vivy Fluorite Eyes Song. That's what we're gonna be watching next time, or talking about next time. So until then, you've still got our Pokemon watch along to keep you held over for those next 2 weeks. Where we watch 5 episodes a week. Right now, we are currently going to be watching episodes 16 through episode 20, and that will be out next Friday. In 2 weeks, like I said, though, Vivy, Fluorite, the song.
Yeah,
Vivy,
Vivy Fluorite's Eye Song.
Fluorite's Eye Song.
Just call it Vivy. You don't have to
Vivy.
keep saying the subtitle.
Thank you guys again for watching. We hope you guys have enjoyed, and have a great life. We'll see you all in the next one.